Hey everyone! So, if you've ever wondered how to actually navigate the wonderfully complex world of adulthood finances without literally losing your mind, well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, in this explainer, we're going to build a really clear, super engaging blueprint to help you absolutely master the fiscal realities of living independently. Let's get right into it. Okay, let's dive into this. Stepping out on your own, it's kind of the ultimate hero's journey. But, unlike a movie, the monsters you're going to face aren't fire-breathing dragons. Nope, they are $200 utility deposits and those sneaky hidden car maintenance fees. The shock of these real-world costs can definitely be daunting, but with the right strategy, we're going to tackle them head on. So, to get you fully prepared, here's our agenda. We are covering 5 critical milestones today: laying your blueprint for independent living, financing your higher education, funding your first car, securing your living space, and finally, mastering the whole adulting budget. All right, milestone number 1, blueprint for independent living, laying the foundation. Here's the thing about significant life choices in adulthood. They require a really careful evaluation of long-term costs. Think of these as the boss battles of independent living. We're going to arm you with the essential financial strategies you need, evaluating those costs, navigating the major milestones, dodging hidden expenses, and ultimately maintaining your financial stability so you just don't get overwhelmed. And that brings us to our first major boss battle. Section 2, financing your higher education, paying for skills. Figuring out how to fund your higher education is huge. So let's unpack some of this jargon right out of the gate. FAFSA. This stands for the Free Application for Federal Student Aid. It is absolutely crucial. It's the gateway to figuring out exactly what kind of financial assistance you're eligible for before you actually commit to paying college tuition. And here is a crazy fun fact. Billions of dollars in federal aid are literally left on the table every single year just because students don't fill us out. Don't be one of them, okay? Now, let's move forward and see how this all builds together into an action plan. Step 1, submit that FAFSA immediately. Seriously. Step 2, apply for scholarships. And step 3, seek out grants. You've got to remember, unlike loans, scholarships and grants are essentially free money. Securing these first is exactly how you protect your future paycheck. Ultimately, it really comes down to weighing the upfront college costs against the long-term value provided. It isn't just about looking at the tuition bill today. It's about asking yourself, hey, will the salary from this specific degree easily cover my student loan payments down the line? By forecasting that value right now, you are dodging major financial pitfalls later. Okay, let's switch gears and transition to the transportation pillar. Section 3, funding your first car, getting around. Securing your very first vehicle introduces a massive financial fork in the road: buying versus leasing. Buying means you've got higher monthly payments right now, but eventually you own the asset outright. It's yours. Leasing, on the other hand, gives you lower payments up front, but you're essentially just renting the car, which means you're building zero equity. You really have to objectively evaluate which path actually fits your current financial stability. And right on the heels of that is another critical choice: new versus used. A brand new car offers great peace of mind, sure. But remember this, it can lose up to 20% of its value the absolute second you drive it off the dealership lot. A used car saves you from taking that initial depreciation hit, but then you might face some unpredictable maintenance costs. It is a classic balancing act. Now, what's really interesting about this concept is the total cost of ownership, or TCO. This is easily one of the most important ideas in adulting. That sticker price you see in the window at the dealership? Yeah, that is just the absolute beginning. TCO represents the true financial cost of keeping that car legally and safely on the road. So what actually makes up your TCO? Well, it's your monthly insurance premiums. It's your regular trips to the gas station. It's oil changes, a new set of tires, and those sudden, out-of-nowhere repairs. If you blow your entire budget on just the monthly car payment and totally forget about the gas and the insurance, your independent living blueprint is going to collapse. All right, next up is the third major life decision, Section 4, securing your living space, finding a home base. When it comes to funding your very first independent living arrangement, you're going to face the classic choice: renting versus buying. Renting involves immediate, usually more predictable costs and gives you a lot of flexibility. Buying introduces you to the whole world of mortgages, which is a massive long-term commitment. For most young adults just starting out, renting is going to be the immediate reality, but it is vital to understand how buying works at a high level for your future stability. So let's demystify the renting process for a second. It usually happens chronologically, kind of like this. First, you sign the lease, right? That's your binding contract. Second, you pay the security deposit. That's a lump sum upfront to cover any potential damages. And third, you have to set up your utilities. Electricity, water, internet, these don't just magically turn themselves on, and they are billed entirely separate from your base rent. When we matrix out these expenses side by side, a really clear data-driven reality emerges. Notice how the immediate costs and the hidden costs start to stack up across housing, education, and transportation. Things like utilities, renter's insurance, gas, and maintenance, they act as massive, hidden multipliers to your base costs. And this right here is exactly why anticipating those long-term expenses is absolutely crucial. Okay, now we are bringing all these pillars together for the ultimate final challenge. Section 5, Mastering the Adulting Budget. Let's step into a simulated scenario. We call this the Adulting Budget Challenge, planning your first year after high school. This is perfectly designed to test how your choices in education, transportation, and housing all culminate into your actual true cost of living. Everything we've discussed so far is about to collide into one monthly reality. And this brilliantly illustrates what happens when these expenses collide in a hypothetical monthly paycheck. The reality is honestly a little jarring. Notice just how huge the portions for rent, utilities, car maintenance, and education actually are compared to what is left over at the end of the month. It's a sobering but highly educational look at what living independently actually demands from your wallet. Surviving this challenge really comes down to 3 core rules, your keys to financial stability. 1. Always anticipate hidden expenses. 2. Never, ever ignore the total cost of ownership. And 3, continuously evaluate the long-term value of your major life decisions against their upfront costs. So, you now have the blueprint to navigate these major adulthood milestones without getting totally overwhelmed. Yes, the fiscal realities of living independently are tough, but with this strategy, they are entirely manageable. So I leave you with this. Now that you have the blueprint and the tools, how will you build your financial independence?